friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Woldenburn Knitting Podcast. I'm Emily, and I am here to talk to you today all about the knitting and a little bit of crocheting that I have been doing the last bit. Yeah, I'm so glad that you're here today. You might be getting a few videos from me here and a bit of a flurry of videos from me because it is Shark Week, and Shark Week is a knit along hosted by Anne and DK from the Politically Incorrect Knitters, and it is day 2 currently. I am working on filming a Shark Week vlog, which I'm hoping to actually break up into like 2 to 3 Shark Week vlogs. So this week you're probably going to be getting a bumper of videos for me, so you may want to save some of them for later, or you can enjoy having some extra content to view while you work on your Shark Week projects. So I'm going to try and keep this one shorter. Like I said, I'm hoping to be doing a bit more of weekly or bi-weekly podcasts, and I honestly have a decent amount to talk about. The boys have actually been coinciding on their naps a little bit more, so I've been getting a little bit more knitting time than previously, and I'm here for it. I technically have 2 finished objects. However, I forgot to grab my finished sweater object that is down the hall, and it seems like every time I go down the hall to grab something, that's when it wakes my baby up, so we're not risking that because I would like to film this, and then I need to sit and either fold these baskets of laundry or work a little bit more on my Shark Week project. So we're just going to talk about the one finished object today, and I will save the other one for next week, which it might work better anyway because then maybe by next week I'll have some modeled pictures of it, but it's been hot. I haven't gotten to that yet. So if you haven't seen any of my last video, my Shark Week project video where I talked about some pattern suggestions, I finished my little elephant. Isn't it just the sweetest thing? Also, I just realized that my battery is flashing, so I'm gonna have to go down the hall anyway. So we might talk about the sweater a little bit today. Okay, new battery, and I grabbed the sweater. So, huzzah! As I was saying, I finished this super cute little elephant. This is a pattern by Susan B. Anderson. It's a free pattern on her blog. I'm so happy with it. It's just adorable. The yarn that I use is a yarn from Chicken Lady Fiber Arts in the Hawaiian shirt colorway, and I can't remember the exact content of it. I think it might have been just 100% superwash wool, but I don't remember for sure. Anyway, I finished it up. It is stuffed with a bunch of yarn tails and a combination of yarn tails and like just your regular polyester fiber fill stuffing, but I was super happy, and it always shocks me how many yarn tails will compact down. Like the body is almost completely yarn tails, and I had a jar full of yarn tails and they just all squished into it. So, but yeah, this is a sweet little elephant. My boys have been playing with it already a little bit, so it's looking a little floppy. Someday if I ever have like a proper like chair and podcasting corner, I can have a shelf and put her up on my shelf. But yeah, very cute little elephant. So the sweater, it is so lovely. All the tails have been woven in. I haven't trimmed them all yet, and it's been blocked. Look at this. Oh, look at this beautiful texture. Isn't this amazing? Oh, I love it so much. This is the Flet Tee by Liz of Liz Clothier. And now I'm paranoid that maybe I'm mispronouncing it. She told me I pronounced it correctly on the last video, and I forgot to double check and make sure I pronounced it the same. But yeah, it's a beautiful little tee pattern. I think it's supposed to be coming out next month sometime. But yeah, I was able to test knit it. Actually, let me pop it on real quick. I'm not going to stand up, but you can kind of get an idea. Mess my hair up. But yeah, it's just this really cozy, lovely, and this is the first time I've tried it on since I blocked it, so yeah, this is nice. I was a little bit worried that the neckline was going to be a little bit too tight, but post-blocking, it seems like it's a lot better. Oh, I love it so much. I can't wait to get some proper pictures of it. It's such a fun pattern to do, and yeah, it's lovely. So I knit it out of some of my hand-dyed yarn that I've had in stash for a number of years, and it's on a DK weight it's a DK weight yarn on a 75-25 superwash merino nylon blend, and yeah, I'm super pleased with it. I didn't alternate skeins or anything. I very rarely want to deal with the hassle of alternating skeins, if I'm honest, and so usually I just let the yarn do its thing. But to be honest, I think it looks pretty good. Like, it looks more variegated in the color on the camera than it does in real life, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So it's done. I just need to get some pictures of it and make a project page and all of that, but I'm super pleased with it. It took just over, well, here's the thing. I used a partial skein and then 2 full skeins and then part of a 3rd skein. So when I weighed this, it weighed like 315 grams, which is like just over 3 skeins. So I think that's pretty good for getting a sweater out of it. I made the 4th size, I believe, size D. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think that was supposed to end up with a 42.5 inch bust or something like that. And I typically will pick because of my body shape and the fact that I have a much narrower measurement here and under my bust than my full bust measurement. If I pick sizes based off of my full bust measurement, they just do not fit right. They don't look right, they sit funny, like it just doesn't work. So I almost always, my full bust is right around 44 inches, and so I will always pick somewhere between like 40 and 42 for a finished bust size, and that almost always gives me like the perfect fit because it stretches a little over the bust, but then all the shoulder area and everything fits right, and then the waist isn't too like billowy. So that's how I go about that. Those are my finished objects, and then I have all the rest of these are whips. I have 1 new cast on. I will just show you briefly. This is my Shark Week project. I'm not going to talk about it in detail because, like I said, I'm filming a separate vlog about it, and I think it'd be a bit redundant to talk about it in both videos. But this is my nativity set from Knitting McPurley. If you want to know more about it, watch my Shark Week vlogs. So, we're going to quickly go through. This is my husband's cardigan. It's the Everyday Bomber by like Zanette Knits, I think. And I cast this on ages ago, at the end of last year. So it's been on the needles for a good long time. But it's just been languishing for a good while. But what I have decided to do, because I would love to get this done before his birthday in November, I am trying to do it where I work 2 rows. That's it. 1 knit row, 1 purl row, every day for however long it takes to get the body going. And by doing that, I have added like 2 inches of length to the body, so I'm pretty pleased with that. So that's all the update I'm going to do for that. I am using the Lion brand Wool Ease Recycled in the royal blue colorway, and this is a 80% acrylic and 20% wool, 80% recycled acrylic and recycled wool. And it knits up at a DK weight gauge rather than the worsted that it says that it is, but I'm really enjoying working with it. I'm holding it in one of my delightful works bags from Susan. Susan gifted this to me 2-3 years ago now. It's just such a nice bag. I really like it. There's her tag. I'll have her shop link below. She has the most beautiful bags, and she's listed these Notion pouches in her shop now, and I'm just like, Susan, stop it. I love her bag. She has some patchwork quilt bags that she's been putting up, and it's just, again, like, I want them. Anyway. So that's a very old whip. A quick update on my patchwork blanket. What I have decided to do is I changed it up. I went through and I picked up stitches on one side, and my plan is, because I was thinking about it, and I just love the fact that it's a 5x5 square. There's a purple square in every corner. It feels like that center part is complete. Like if I add more squares to it, it just was feeling wonky. So what I have decided to do is I am going to use the pink, the green, and the purple to add some narrow bands on the top and the bottom of it to make it more of a rectangular shape. And so I'm going to add, I don't know, maybe an inch or two of each color on the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to use this colorway to do an I-cord bind off or an I-cord edging around the entire blanket. And that's what I've decided on. So I picked up the stitches. I think I knit one row, but I'm really happy with that decision. I was umming and ahhing and really torn on it because I really liked the fact that it was like a 5x5 square. I love the number 5 for some reason and have for years. I don't know why. I just do. And so the fact that it was a 5x5 square, there was the purple squares in each corner, like it felt like that block was done. And if I added more squares to it, no. So I'm really pleased with that decision. So there's that quick update. Then I thought I would share my Doublespeak Pullover, just a sneak peek. I have fiddled a little bit around with the sleeve. I've added a little bit, and then I need to go and switch to the next color and do some more rounds of double crochet. But I decided to go ahead and pick the body back up. I need to actually pop this on a try-on cord and see how we're looking. And I'm using some of these super cute stitch stoppers that I got from Amy of Pro Life Knitter, or the lady that designed this pattern. She also sells these really cute stitch stoppers. She has a number of different ones. I will try and link her Instagram and see if I can link the direct link to her little like stitch stopper order page. But I ordered a number of them and they got here a couple days ago, and I'm just so happy to have them. So there's that quick update. I'm loving that project. I've kind of set it aside a little bit because I don't need to have it done until probably like September, October, somewhere in there. And so I had other things. I had the Flet Tee test knit that needed to be done faster. I've got Shark Week. I signed up for another test knit because I can't help myself. We'll talk about that in a second. A little bit of an update on my faux set tee, my Christmas faux set. I picked that back up and done a little work on it. And this one I also need to pop on a try-on cord, but I'm trying to get the body just a little bit further. I'm a little worried I might have been a little over-enthusiastic on the number of increases that I cut out, because I counted my stitches and realized that I'm actually closer to the second size in the pattern. The first time I made this pattern, I made the 4th size, and then the next size I ended up right around by the 3rd size. And now this one is around about the 2nd size, and I'm just a little worried that that might have been too enthusiastic, but look at this! I love it so much. So I've only done just a little bit of the body since separating for sleeves, so I need to do a few more rounds, and then I need to pop it on try-on cords and just to make sure it's gonna fit. So there's that update. And again, these are some more of the really cute, I love these. They just crack me up. They're just the happy little avocados. So I have those, and then I am planning to do the stripe for the whole body. So then the last, well, I guess this is technically a new cast on, hooked on project. I started a corner to corner blanket. I'll be real honest. I like this. I'm a little bored of it. Like, it's just double crochet over and over again, and I still have like a whole skein and a half of yarn to go through, and I'm just like, it's boring. I'll get there. But I've been really wanting to try some corner to corner blankets for a good long time, and Amy from Pro Life Knitter and Two Sisters in Yarn, I follow her on Instagram, and she talks about corner to corner crochet blankets a lot, and I was like, you know what? I have this yarn that I bought specifically for making baby blankets, and I'm going to start a corner to corner baby blanket because I want to. So that's what I'm doing. This is my candy corn blanket. It looks so much like candy corn right now. It's just ridiculous. But I am doing a corner to corner blanket based off of the free pattern on the Maisie and Ruth blog. I will have a link to it in the description box. It's this super simple stitch pattern. It's just a alternating double crochet and single crochets. So fun, so easy, and I'm trying to do it where I will make sure that the project is at least 50% orange, so I can count it for the Mogamal, the Make Orange Great Again make-along that's being hosted by Blocked Magazine. So I have these oranges were in that box of acrylic yarns. My plan is that I'm going to do alternating orange and yellow and white stripes, and then in the very center of the blanket, so the last of the increases and the beginning of the decreases will all be done in this slightly darker orange. It looks like it's blowing out on the screen, but it looks kind of fluorescent. But you can see that they're different colors. And so I got this color combination because I had the orange, and oranges can be a tricky one to pair with other colors. Particularly these shades. I think this orange is easier, but this like fluorescent orange is kind of difficult. And so I grabbed the fluorescent yellow that was in there and was like, okay, I can do this, you know, get rid of these two tricky ones in one go. What can I put with this? White, that'll be perfect. And then I started working on it and was like, and it's candy corn. So my plan is, I think I did about 12 or 13 rows of the orange, and then I did 5 rows of the yellow, and then I'm going to do somewhere between 3 or 5 rows of the white, and then back to another like 12 rows of the orange, and repeat that until I've used up about half of my orange yarn. And then I'm going to add in the dark orange and do a strip in the middle, and then decreases for the second half. And we'll see how it goes. But that one has been very enjoyable. I am using a J or 6mm hook. And that's all there is to say about that. We have one more project to share with you, and that is the new test knit that I cast on. This is, I don't remember the name of the pattern. Let me pull that up real quick, because it is a test knit for a lady. It's Sandra is her name. I think that's right. I don't know how to pronounce her handle. I'll put it on the screen. It's the Estrella Dalva baby cardigan, and let me see if I can, there's a picture at the beginning that I can show you that shouldn't have any, oh, and then I can show her name too. Oh, no, it's just going to reflect and show my camera. So it's this really sweet little wrap cardigan, and that is the designer's online handle. But yeah, it's this really cute little wrap cardigan, and I was looking at it because I saw the test call and I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. I've never tried a wrap cardigan, but now that I've had 2 kids, I'm like, you know, there might be a reason why people use wrap cardigans. So it's kind of a bit of a mess right now because Sandra always does like the coolest construction, because she does a lot of garter stitch garments because it's really easy. It's just knitting the whole time. And so she does things to make sure that you don't have to do as much purling, which I think is really lovely. So with this one, you start with the back and you work the back, and then you work the fronts, and then you pause and you work the sleeves so that you wear the sleeves flat, and then you seam up the sleeves, and then I haven't read through the rest of the pattern, but I'm assuming then you pick up all the stitches from the front and the back and you work the rest of the body. That is my assumption. So right now I am currently on the first sleeve, and I am using it's the Wonderland yarns. This is a yarn I won from Amy of Noble Character Crafts last year from participating in her Make 9 2024 make-along last year. So it's the Wonderland yarns Pigments of Imagination. I think the colorway might be Marianne. It's an 85 merino wool, 15% nylon. And yeah, so I was using that because The baby I'm making it for is a new niece or nephew of mine that is coming at the end of the year. They don't know for sure yet, but they should be finding out in the next day or two. And I thought this was gender neutral enough that it would work for a boy because it's got blue, but it would also work for a girl because it's got like faint think of pink bits in it. Like if you kind of look at it in real life, the brown has almost a pinky hint to it. It's not very obvious, so I would be fine putting it on a boy. But you could really lean into the pink if it was a girl, like put a little pink headband on or something, like so. I'm using US size 4 needles. These are just, I honestly just use whatever random needles that I have. These are just some really super cheap ones that I've had for years. So yeah. And the pattern calls for a sport weight, but I don't know what it is. But whenever I knit this particular designer's patterns, her gauge is so different than mine that trying to use a sport or DK weight like she recommends just doesn't work. I cannot get gauge with that. So I'm getting gauge with fingering weight. So that's what we're doing. That is all that I have to talk about today. I feel like that was a lot to share. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of crafting, so thank you so much for tuning in today. That is everything. Be sure to check out my Shark Week vlogs. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you very soon on the next one. Bye!